What if I told you that the most attractive response to a woman's silence is not a clever line, not a dramatic gesture, not a passive-aggressive game, but a disciplined protocol that upgrades your frame, clarifies reality fast, and makes your time the scarce resource? Because here's the truth most men never learn. Ignoring is rarely about you. It's about signals, timing, and standards. When you stop chasing noise and start broadcasting evidence, emotional steadiness, purpose, boundaries, and selective warmth, something flips. Her uncertainty goes up, your value becomes obvious, and the dynamic reorganizes around your leadership. Tonight, I'm going to hand you a complete system, rooted in social psychology, attachment science, behavioral economics, and Stoic practice, that tells you exactly what to do when a woman ignores you over text, in person, in groups, after a great date, or during a cold patch. You'll know what to say, when to say nothing, where to walk away, and how to return stronger without playing toxic games. Execute this with class, and you won't just get attention. You'll create the conditions where she realizes attention to you is the only logical move. Start with this. Your first job isn't to change her behavior. Your first job is to regulate your own. That's the Stoic advantage. Epictetus taught that the chief task in life is to identify and separate matters, so I can say clearly which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Her replies, her mood, her availability, external. Your breathing, posture, tone, timing, standards, internal. Attraction rises when your internal state is settled. Neuroscience says uncertainty spikes cortisol and creates the urge to control. What wins is doing the opposite. Slow down, reduce effort, increase clarity. That paradox, low neediness, high standards, creates the calm, high-value signal women intuitively trust. Let's define the terrain so you stop fighting ghosts. Ignoring looks like a few patterns. Delayed replies without substance. Social media activity while not answering you. Abrupt one-word texts, canceling with no counteroffer. Going cold in person, acting warm in public but unavailable privately, or the infamous ghost. The insecure reaction is to interpret, mind read, and spiral. The strategic reaction is to classify. There are only 3 buckets: temporary unavailability, genuine disinterest, or testing. You don't need to know which one it is to act powerfully. The same protocol handles all 3 while protecting your time and your self-respect. Here's the protocol. Memorize it. Calm, clarify, create consequence, then choose, re-invite once or release fully. Calm means shut down the cortisol cycle fast. Exhale longer than you inhale. Drop your shoulders. Relax your jaw and tongue. This sounds trivial, but your nervous system leaks through your words. Anxious texts feel sharp, compressed, and demanding. Clarify means you take ambiguity out of the equation with one clean move. Create consequence means you stop rewarding low investment. No ranting, no sulking, just a firm change in availability. Then you choose based on her behavior, not your fantasy. One re-invite if there's prior momentum, otherwise release. This keeps you ethical, efficient, and attractive. Now let's apply this with words that work. Over text, the most common trigger is a delayed or shallow reply. Most men either double text a paragraph or freeze and go silent from wounded pride. Both are reactive. Your move is the clean ping followed by silence. If you asked a clear question and got ignored, send one neutral, pressure-free line that preserves your frame and sets a subtle time box. Try this. Hey, looks like you're tied up. No rush. If Thursday still works, cool. If not, we'll skip it. That sentence does 4 things at once. It assumes positive intent, which lowers defensiveness, gives her an easy yes, embeds a consequence, we'll skip it, and shows you've got places to be. Then stop. No follow-ups. Your silence after clarity is a display of self-respect. If she's temporarily unavailable, she'll respect the ease. If she's testing, she'll feel the soft boundary. If she's disinterested, you just saved your time. What about when there's vague warmth but no logistics? The antidote is leadership. People follow certainty. The specific then out pattern looks like this. Tuesday 7:30 at Bar Alma. If you're free, join. If not, no problem. Specific time, specific place, calm tone, and a respectful exit. If she says, I'm not sure, maybe, or stalls with emojis, you invite once to confirm, then you step away. All good. Lock it when you know. If I don't hear by Monday, I'll assume it's a miss. That line is gold. You're not punishing, you're setting a default outcome. You remove yourself from the waiting room and you give her a clear window to choose. Healthy women appreciate this because it feels safe and adult. Avoidant or game-playing behavior will often escalate when a man is decisive. Your job is to stay steady and let their behavior reveal their level. Silence on social media while she's posting stories. The insecure mind screams, "She saw it." Forget red receipts. Cialdini's principles remind us that attention follows scarcity and consistency. Don't chase her dopamine device. Do not view bomb her stories or react to every post. That kneecaps your scarcity. Instead, shift your effort from attention-seeking to evidence-building. Evidence equals visible competence, healthy body language, purposeful schedule, and a life that is already moving. You're not performing for her. You're documenting your standards. If you're going out, it's not to trigger jealousy. It's because you have a social life. If you post, do it sparingly, with signal not noise. Your craft, your training, your adventure. Pre-selection does exist, but the ethical version is this. You are naturally around quality people because you're building a quality life, not because you're trying to weaponize other women for validation. Now the in-person cold shoulder. Maybe you greet her and she gives minimal eye contact, answers in short phrases, or shifts her body away. Do not mirror anxiety, mirror calm. Slow your blink rate. Square your sternum slightly away to take pressure off. Plant your feet shoulder width and let a genuine half-smile rest. The more you fight for attention, the more you lose it. Use the one-attempt rule. One warm, concise bid for connection with a clear direction, then disengage cheerfully. For example, "Good to see you. I'm grabbing a coffee and then catching Marcus. Join if you want." Then turn your head first, then your torso, and move at your own pace. This is leadership without neediness. If she follows, welcome her. If not, you just protected your frame and others will notice. Cancellations are a reality test. Here's the standard. A cancellation with a sincere reason and a concrete counteroffer is respectful. A cancellation with vague language and no counteroffer is low investment. Your answer must reflect that difference. Respectful version, "Thanks for the heads up. Let's lock Saturday 6 towns instead." Low investment version, "No problem. Reach out when your week opens. If I'm free, we'll plan something." This is kind, firm, and non-punitive. You've shifted the burden of re-engagement where it belongs. If she wants access, she'll invest. If she doesn't, you've kept your calendar clean. Ghosting deserves a separate playbook because it activates every male insecurity. The anxious loop says, send the perfect message and fix it. What works better is a 3-touch sequence that honors your dignity. Touch 1 is a light ping within a reasonable window. "Hey you, hope your week's good. I'm around Wednesday or Friday." Simple, warm, forward-moving. If no response after a few days, touch 2 closes the loop. Seems like timing's off. No worries, let's leave it here. That's it. No sarcasm, no moral lectures. It's an elegant door close. If weeks later she resurfaces, touch 3 is the boundary test. "Good to hear from you. What's your schedule look like for Thursday after 7? If she doesn't propose or accept something concrete, you're done. This entire sequence communicates that access to you is earned and maintained by consistency, not sporadic crumbs. Now let's drill mindset, because scripts fail without the spine behind them. Attachment research shows that anxious styles pursue to reduce uncertainty, avoidance creates space to regulate, and secure individuals communicate cleanly and then let behavior inform their choices. Your goal isn't to force secure behavior in her, it's to become secure in yourself. That means your value doesn't fluctuate with a text bubble. You stock your life with routines that stabilize your mood. Hard training 4 times a week, a mission that absorbs your focus, a social circle that calls you out, sleep discipline, and a dopamine-sane phone relationship. Your phone is a tool, not a tether. Turn off read receipts, kill notifications from dating apps, check messages at set times like a professional. This creates the time anchor effect. Your presence feels spacious and grounded, and women relax into it. Let's talk language mechanics, so you never ramble or plead. Think in 4 sentence types: lead, calibrate, boundary, and open loop. Lead gives direction. Saturday 5, rooftop gallery, 45 minutes, then tapas. Calibrate acknowledges her world. If that's packed, we'll shift to Sunday. Boundary protects your energy. If I don't hear by tomorrow, I'll assume it's a miss. Open loop adds intrigue without manipulation. I found a spot with the best dark chocolate espresso. Dangerously good. Combine them like Lego. Keep messages short enough to fit on one screen. Strip apologetic fillers like, if it's not too much trouble, or sorry to bother. You're not bothering. You're inviting. Body language is the silent amplifier. Men chase words while women read signals. You're aiming for the posture of a man who isn't auditioning. Head high as if a string lifts your crown. Shoulders back and down. Breath in your belly, not your chest. Movements unhurried, like you have time because you do. When you speak, let the last word drop. Don't trail upward like a question. Lower your hands from the nervous area near your face to your belt line or pockets. When she ignores you in a group, don't freeze. Turn your attention laterally. Engage the people next to you with warmth. Ask a genuine question. Tell a concise story about something you're building. You're not performing for her. You're embodying ease. Ease is magnetic. Now the ethics. Dark psychology flows everywhere online, selling tactics to punish silence. That's low value and it backfires long term. High-value men don't punish, they select. Your code. Never insult a woman for not choosing you. Never lie to create jealousy. Never pretend you're leaving when you're staying. Never overload her with analysis. You set a standard, you keep your word, and you move like a man whose purpose existed before she arrived and continues whether she stays or goes. That constancy is the most intoxicating signal you can emit. Paradoxically, it also creates the conditions where she genuinely re-engages and feels safe doing so. Let's install practical scenarios so you can execute on autopilot. She takes hours to reply and writes, haha, yeah, maybe, you, all good. Lock it if you want in. I'm only free Thursday. If she doesn't lock, you don't chase. She watches all your stories but ignores your message. You, no reaction. Wait a week. If there's still interest, you propose once with specifics. If not, archive the thread. She walks by you at an event, barely says hello. You, hey, quick hi. I'm stepping outside for 2 minutes. Come say hello if you want. Then you physically move. She cancels day of with crazy day. If she adds, can we do Sunday at 6? You say yes and confirm. If not, you say no problem. You reach out when you're free. If she texts late at night with wide, you're either asleep or busy. The next day, yesterday was stacked. If you want to grab an espresso Friday 6:30, join. Otherwise, we'll pass. The theme is consistent. You're kind, concise, and allergic to limbo. A word on tests. Some women test unconsciously to gauge your steadiness. Examples. She delays answering a direct plan to see if you get needy. She throws a teasing comment to see if you crumble. She flirts with your friend to watch your emotional control. The antidote is always the same. Non-reactive humor, no chasing, and continued leadership. If she's teasing, you smile and reframe without insult. Dangerous confidence? I like it. Thursday 7, still good? If she flirts with a friend, you don't sulk. You become warmer with the group and continue your night. She'll feel that you're not pulled into drama. When you refuse to feed the chaos loses interest in you. Let's install a simple texting cadence so you never overinvest early. Think of it as the 2-for-1 rule. 2 value-adding exchanges, then 1 concrete plan. If she doesn't engage, you stop. Value-adding means banter with a point, not empty wide. Use callbacks from your last conversation and point them at a plan. You said you crush Neapolitan pizza. Quick taste test. Thursday 7. If she asks for endless texting without meeting, you set a boundary with warmth. Texting is fun, but I'm better in person. If Thursday works, I'll choose a spot. If not, we'll leave it. She'll either step into your frame or reveal that she only wanted a pen pal. Both outcomes serve you. Your wardrobe and grooming are behavioral economics in the flesh. Small improvements produce outsized returns because they reduce friction and increase perceived competence. Fit your clothes. Not tight, not baggy, clean lines. Neutral colors with one interesting texture. Good boots or clean sneakers. A watch you like. A subtle scent. Well-kept hands. Trimmed beard or clean shave. Your look should say, this man respects himself, not, this man is desperate to be seen. Women read investment. The man who invests in himself becomes a safer bet. Her effort feels less risky because you're already consistent with yourself. Now, the internal language you use when you feel ignored determines your behavior. Replace "she's rejecting me" with "we're calibrating investment." Replace "I need a response now" with "my rhythm is valuable, I'll protect it." Replace "what did I do wrong" with "what's the next clean move." Cognitive reframing is not denial, it's control. Albert Ellis taught that our interpretations, not events, trigger most of our emotional storms. Your interpretation must serve your standards. Standards are not mantras, they're decisions you've pre-committed to. You do not chase after clarity, you do not reward flaky behavior, you do not stay in limbo, you do not send essays, you do not punish, you do not explain the obvious more than once. Here's a powerful move most men never use: the clarity invite with a graceful exit. If a woman has been inconsistent for a while but you sense potential chemistry, make one final adult attempt to reset. "I enjoy our vibe. If you want to actually meet without the back and forth, I'll be at Vero on Thursday 7:15 for a quick espresso. If not, we'll leave it here. No hard feelings." This gives her a dignified way to step in or step out. You've eliminated ambiguity and kept your power. If she declines or stays vague, you release. Not with anger, with indifference. Viktor Frankl wrote that between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. That space is your kingdom. Defend it. In group dynamics, scarcity and social proof interact. When a woman ignores you in a group you both know, your best move is to become the man whose attention elevates the room. Ask the right questions, tell compact stories about what you're building, introduce people to each other, and control your time. The host energy effect makes you the locus of value. People, including her, orient to the man who creates order and warmth, but never perform gestures directed to her. Direct them to the group. If her interest rises, she will orbit closer, acknowledge with warmth, and keep leading. Nothing says high status like refusing to spiral when one person is lukewarm because you're too busy raising the temperature of the whole room. Let's weaponize time the ethical way. The man with structure is attractive because he's predictable to himself. Block your training sessions in your calendar. Lock work sprints. Plan your social time. Then, when you propose a plan to a woman, you propose within those real blocks. If she can't make it, you do not erase your life. You maintain it. I'm off-grid Sunday morning for a long run, after 4 works. I'm deep work 8-2, calls after 5. These aren't excuses, they're signals. You become the man whose life is organized around a mission, not around fluctuating attention. That's security. Security is sexy. Now, a deeper psychological lever: reactance and autonomy. People resist when they feel controlled. They move freely when they feel choice. Your language must protect her autonomy and yours. This is why phrases like "join if you want" and "no worries if not" are attractive when backed by real standards, because they reduce pressure while keeping consequence. It's also why pleading language backfires. It tries to buy attention with effort. You're not buying anything. You're extending an invitation from abundance. Sometimes silence means incompatibility. That's not failure, that's filtration. Let yourself be filtered. Your standards, punctuality, courtesy, follow-through, are not negotiable. Not because you're perfect, but because you respect relationship as an adult sport. Walter Mischel's work on delayed gratification shows better outcomes when we resist short-term treats for long-term wins. Saying no to low investment is the romantic version of that. The direct path to the woman who is wildly into you is paved with clean no's to the women who aren't. Install this daily micro-routine for unshakable presence. 10 minutes of breath work or quiet reading first thing, heavy compound lifts or sprints, 30 minutes of focused skill work on your craft, a 15-minute walk without your phone at sunset, and an evening review where you ask 3 questions. Did I lead? Did I communicate cleanly? Did I respect my time? This routine makes you harder to ignore because you're harder to move off center. The longer you live like this, the less tempted you are to chase crumbs, because you're too busy baking the whole loaf. Let's give you a set of concise, battle-tested lines you can adapt without sounding like a script. When she's slow but warm, let's pick one plan and make it easy. Thursday 7th, yes or pass. When she's vague, I like simple plans. If your week opens, suggest a time. If not, we'll leave it. When she cancels without a counteroffer, all good. You propose the next one if you want to try again. When she resurfaces after disappearing. Good timing. I'm free Thursday 6:30 for a quick drink. Join if you want. When she tests with a snarky comment. Spicy. Let's keep it playful. Thursday still on? When she's non-responsive to logistics. No stress. Seems like timing's off. Door stays open, I'm moving. When you need a final clean close. I prefer clear momentum. Let's pause here. Some of you will ask, but what if she really is the one and I'm losing her by not chasing? That's anxiety dressed in romance. If she truly matches you, she'll meet you halfway when you lead with calm standards. Chasing does not create compatibility. It creates exhaustion. Allow attraction to be a collaboration. Your role is to put a clear invitation on the table and to walk away clean when it isn't accepted. That restraint is the exact signal the right woman is quietly measuring. Reattraction happens when absence meets evidence. Absence alone creates relief, not desire. Evidence alone looks like performance. Together, they create the sensation that she might be missing out on a man whose life is moving in a direction she respects. Evidence is not flexing, it's consistency. When you are consistent with yourself, on time to your own commitments, diligent in your body, advancing your mission, people recalibrate how they see you. Women feel safer investing where the man is already invested in himself. That's when ignoring flips into attention without you lifting a finger. Now, let's install the Clarity 48 rule so you never spiral for days. Once you've extended a specific invite, you give the situation 48 hours to self-resolve. During that window, you do not text again. You do not check last seen. You live. If she confirms, great. If she declines with a counteroffer, you assess. If she does nothing, you close the loop with one final message and release. Example. Hey, looks like this week's packed. All good. Let's skip it for now. Then archive the chat. Do not leave ghost threads open. They drain your focus. That space you clear becomes the oxygen for better opportunities. When you must deliver feedback, do it like a leader, not a judge. If you've built rapport and her inconsistency bothers you, name it without drama. I enjoy you and I prefer plans with follow-through. If that doesn't fit, no problem. That's assertive communication 101. Describe the behavior, state your preference, offer choice. You're not shaming, you're signaling standards. People either rise to standards or reveal they won't. Either data point is a win. Let's harden your identity so responses become effortless. Identity drives behavior. Adopt the identity of a man who moves first, speaks clearly, and values his time. Write this somewhere. I am selective, not scarce. I lead, then I let go. I offer warmth, not chasing. I close loops. I don't linger. I escalate when it's reciprocated. I exit when it's not. Repeat it until it becomes automatic. Then back it with daily proof. The gap between your words and your calendar is where women read the truth. A short word on anger. Being ignored can feel disrespectful, and anger wants to punish or perform. Neither serves you. Anger used properly is a boundary reminder. I won't throw my time where it's not valued. Channel that into building, training, and tightening your circle. The man who alchemizes the energy of rejection into motion becomes unstoppable. Not ice cold, not bitter, just busy with the right things. 2 more calibrations that will save you years. First, don't mistake intermittent reinforcement for connection. When she gives you attention randomly, your brain releases dopamine spikes that make you chase the spike, not the person. Break the loop by making your plans contingent on consistency. Second, don't confuse high drama with high chemistry. Calm attraction is quieter but far more durable. If her ignoring pulls you into a constant test-proof cycle, you're training each other to need chaos to feel alive. Exit that conditioning fast. The right woman will make you feel challenged and peaceful at the same time. If you need a memory hook before you step into the arena tonight, keep this in your pocket. Breathe, lead, leave. Breathe to reclaim your nervous system. Lead with a clear, low-pressure invitation. Leave if it's not reciprocated. Do those 3 things consistently and watch what happens. The women who are compatible will surface. The women who thrive on confusion will drift. You will stop bleeding energy into maybe, and you'll start compounding it into yes. So the next time she ignores you, you already know what to do. You steady your breath, You set your shoulders. You send one clean, specific message, or you say one warm, directional sentence in person. Then you let it go. You transfer your attention to the mission, the iron, the craft, the brothers you build with, the world you're shaping. You let your life be the loudest message in the room. And that's when the reversal happens, because nothing is more compelling than a man who cannot be hijacked by a moment's silence. A man who invites with strength, exits with grace, and uses his time like a king uses a scepter, not to control others, but to govern himself. When you live like that, people don't just notice. They rearrange themselves to be near it. And if she's the right one, she will too, because indifference didn't pull her back. Your integrity did.